Okay, we're recording. Hi there. I see everybody coming on. So, I have a weight vest on. Number one, what does that mean? That means if I have a weight vest on and I do any movement, see, I stepped up on that little pad. If I do any movement, whether I go to sit down, whether it's high or low on a bench, I have to be very mindful about how I'm holding my posture. So anytime you work with a weight vest, you have to keep that in mind, okay? That said, I am gonna stand behind my pad here, and I'm gonna get my hip, my quad, my legs, all starting to warm up just by stepping up 2 inches. 2 inches, but whenever I do that, I got my little band here, and I'm gonna have it in my hand. I'm gonna step up, and I'm gonna tap. See, right there on the bench. Then I'm gonna step down and step down and step up, tap. That way it switches me every time. That way I'm not overloading on one side. So if I just do a little tap, and for me, I tap on top of my disc or my pillow. And for those of you out there wondering about this pillow, I have several of them. I still have like about, I don't know, 6 or 7 of them. And if you're wanting to get one, I have them. I can meet you and hand it off to you. You can see these anywhere. See, they're not quite 2 inches, almost 2 inches. And what it does, this is used in physical therapy a lot for balance training. So see, I can either tap or pad. And if you don't have one, so you can just use a pillow. But these are really, really very good for balance training, because the minute I put my foot up here and tap, some of you, me included, unless I'm thinking, you know what I do, especially on my hip replace side? I've told you this before, right here, I tend to overlean. You know why? Because I tend to lock my leg a little bit because that gets me more stability, I think. See? Now, I'm very aware of this phenomenon, so I try to avoid it. So as I come up here, I try to keep my knee almost bent, because then I say rib cage up, because what's the deal? I have over 20 pounds strapped to me, okay? So if I'm doing compensatory moves that are not where I want to go, then I don't want to do that compensatory move. And I know that I tend to lean more whenever I'm on this leg. So I'm going to stay upright. I want to stay rib cage up. I want to stay tuck my chin. Breathe in through the nose, out through the mouth. And you see, if I'm just stepping up 2 inches for a warm-up, this is a good warm-up, because I have over 20 pounds strapped to me, okay? So when I use my weight vest, and some of you might say, well, I don't have a weight vest. Well, that's okay. All you need to do is maybe pick up any kind of a ball, a bag of beans, a 4-pound bag of beans, put them right here on your shoulders. See, I have my bag of beans right here. So if I didn't have a weight vest and I wanted to really benefit from this particular workout and I wanted to get warmed up, see, I would take my bag of beans, maybe 2 bags of beans, a bag of beans and a bag of rice. So you can find 4 or 5 pound bags of beans, and just throw it over your shoulder. See there? Just keep it there. And then pay attention to your lineup. So when I step up and I tap, I'm going to say tummy in. I'm going to say rib cage up. Okay? Like somebody's putting their fingers under my rib cage and just pulling me up. Or you can cue yourself by thinking somebody's pulling you up over the crown of the head. See? That will help line you up. And if you have a weight vest on, or if you've picked up a 4 to 5 pound sack of beans and you have one on this shoulder, one on this shoulder, or you have one and you keep loading it, or you just carry it. Let's just say you want to carry it right here. That'd be fine too. Because when you go and put yourself in a constant stepping up, even though it's 2 inches, barely 2 inches, okay? But I'm stepping, tapping. So I'm doing alternate so that I don't overdo one leg, okay? Then I have my band here. So I keep my, before I even think about pulling on this band, the first thing I got to do is what? Drop my shoulders. Yes. Now keep thinking about your lineup. Keep thinking tummy in. Keep thinking rib cage up. Then when you go to pull, you have to drop your shoulders significantly, because that is going to get you to use your whole shoulder girdle in a supportive way, instead of, this is what I see done so many times, I can't even tell you. If I introduce this move and I don't say one word and I just go like this, see, people just start doing this. They round out their shoulder and they start pulling like this. That is going to get you in trouble with your shoulders and your back. So I'm telling you, if you're going to pull on a band, you got to drop your shoulders, okay? Then you go and do this kind of a task that I'm doing right now, okay? So I have to do a lot of stuff. I have to think, okay, I got to stay in balance, because every time I step on that pad, my ankle, my foot, my knee, my hip is having to do all kinds of gymnastics to keep me on that pillow, to keep me from falling off or losing my balance. Now I've gone and I've added a pull. See how I'm just pulling? But when I pull, I'm not taking my elbows out. That would be a mistake. You're pulling back. You're keeping your shoulders down. You're keeping your tummy super tight. Big breath. See, I'm just pulling. So this really starts getting my hand grip going. You're going to start feeling warm just by doing this little step up, tap. It's a step up, tap. So if you're stepping on a pillow, or you're stepping on this little disc that I use, you're doing a lot of work. And yes, we're doing it repeatedly. I'm going to a couple more, and then I'm going to be moving on. Okay? So now I'm going to step up there, just like this, and I'm going to step back. I'm just going to go and put pressure down. So some of you are thinking that I'm leaning out. I am not. I'll turn sideways so you'll see what I'm doing. Now I keep one leg back, and I'm going to press down as I lift. Okay? The only forward trajectory happens when I lift that leg, but I want to be pressing down on this leg. Keep that toe tucked down almost to the instep. So when you get yourself up here, see my toe is there, I'm pushing down on my leg here. Then I lift. If I don't do that, you know what I see? I see everybody doing this kind of a thing. You do not want to do that, especially when you have over 20 pounds hanging off your shoulders, which is what I have in this weight vest. Why? Because I am desperately trying to counter the effects that I know is in my genetic makeup of osteoporosis. And as you have your birthdays, you get, you start having, you start losing a bit of muscle. It's a natural kind of a aging process. Can you halt it? Yes, you can. That's why we're doing this today. See, I have my other foot up here. I'm going to push down as I go to my toe. Now I'm going to lift. Then I know that on this one I have to be careful. So I have to keep my knee very bent. I have to say rib cage up. And I'm really lifting that heel in the back. So press down, say rib cage up. Really pull that rib cage up. Breath. And so I'm just keeping, we can go one and then the other. I just don't want you to go so fast because you tend to do it so quickly that you start leaning. So I will do one and then the other, only if you promise me that you'll slow down. Everybody wants to go fast, fast, fast. Drop your shoulders. See, I switch legs. Okay, keep your knee very bent. Now push down and lift. Big breath, big breath, big breath. So I need Barbara, I need you to mute your mic. So press down and lift. Switch, press down, tight tummy and lift. Switch, press down, tight tummy, lift. And switch, press down, tight tummy and lift. Okay, these little steps that I'm taking you through, extremely important, especially if you happen to have a weight vest. And you may be out there and you don't have a weight vest. So I'm telling you, grab you a bag of beans. You can grab your weights. Hold it right in here to your chest. And if you will actually do this, you will see why I keep hammering at you doing rib cage up. Because if you don't, you're going to flex your back. That's the beginning of straining instead of training. And I want to train you to be stronger. My knee is soft, rib cage up, lift that heel, step down, switch the lead leg. Don't just go right into it. Drop your shoulders, rib cage up, tight tummy. Now lift that heel and then switch. So you're going to do some of these very typical functional moves, and you're going to do them with quite a few repetitions here. Because what I'm trying to get you to do by hammering at this, so rib cage up, see, I didn't even release my toe yet. I'm pressing down, I'm saying rib cage up, tummy in, and then I lift my heel. So once I get into this kind of a function, I want it to become natural for you to just say rib cage up before you go and throw that leg up, okay? Which is what a lot of people do when they're doing a move like this. Okay? So once you have, see, I added 4 pounds here just to show you. I have over 20 pounds strapped to me. I'm stepping up on that non-compliant surface, which could be a pillow, but if you have one of these balance pads that we used to use all the time in class, then of course use it. So once you've done this and you really say rib cage up as you lift that heel and you hesitate, you say 1001. If I can't get you to do any more than just say 1001, I mean 1002, 1003 is good too. Wow, does that start training you through your back extensors, gluteal, hamstring, all the way up. Okay, now we're going to go wide, just like this. really wide, okay? I got my little band here, okay? I've got a weighted vest on. Now, if you don't have a weighted vest, go ahead and pick your band up. I'd rather you do that rather than hold on to a bag of beans. So it's up to you, but that's what I would choose for you. Let me move back here so you can see what I'm doing. So I'm wide, see that? I'm gonna sit back on a high bench. I'm pretending, okay? So I'm gonna sit back, I'm gonna keep my chin tucked, and I'm gonna show you, because I'm gonna turn sideways so you can see what I'm doing. Seriously, this is the first thing that I see when people do this move. When they go into this, everything's pretty good here. But this is what I see them do. See that? Now, we can do that move sometime. Right now is not the time to do that. So how do you rectify that? You keep your chin in a protracted position, okay? See? I mean, a retracted position. I don't want it out here. I'm going to go to a high hip hinge. Now, if I have a weight vest on me, I have to keep my tummy super tight. I'm going to rock into the heels. I'm going to go high hip hinge. Now, I'm going to come up and I'm going to put it with another move. Okay, what's the other move? And here's where you probably need to have either a pole or a chair or a wall. You're going to come up from this and come and step back, okay? And then you're going to come back forward again. So what am I doing? I'm putting you in different modalities of motion where I'm got you loaded with the weight vest, or you've got this band in your hand and we're going to be pulling. So see how I step back? My toes are which direction? Forward, okay? So tight tummy, drop my shoulders, wide stance, high hip hinge, keep my chin tucked. Now I'm fixing to take, I don't care which leg, I'm going to take it back here, but my toes are forward. And I'm doing all this motion with a pull. Then I'm going to come back. I'm going to stay down. I'm going to step back, pull the other hand. And I want that elbow to come way back here as I'm pushing down. Then I step wide, okay? So here we go. Take a big breath, come up, because many of you stay in that when we do this kind of a move, you know what you do? You stay in this move and you do all this stuff and you never come back up, okay? I want you to come back up, okay? Rib cage up. Do a little soft knee, a high hip hinge, keep my chin tucked. I'm going to step back. I don't care which leg. And I'm going to pull. Then I'm going to come back up and stand up. Then I'm going to step back and pull and come back. Stand up. Say rib cage up. Into the nose, out through the mouth. Here we go. Step back, way back there. Okay, pull. See, I'm pulling. Yeah, just like that. Front knee is pretty bent. Back leg is pretty straight. Then you come back up, stand up. Squeeze your butt. Okay, tight tummy. Here we go, chin tucked. Step back and pull. And you get that elbow tight. You pull it right into you, okay? You don't flare your elbow here. Now we're gonna do some repeats on that pull in just 1 second. Okay, you ready? Are you upright? Okay, tuck your chin, in through the mouth, out through the nose, say rib cage up, unlock your knees. Many of you, when you get into this stance and you come all the way up, you lock your knees. I caught you, didn't I? Okay, you ready? Line up, rib cage up, step way back, toes are forward, pull. Okay, do it again. Pull. Do it again. Pull, 3 pulls, come back, come all the way up. Tight tummy, rib cage up, tuck my chin, step back, okay? And pull, 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 and step back. Just 2 more. Are you ready? Rib cage up, tuck my chin, step way back, and pull. I get mixed up which arm I'm pulling. Anyway, you do 3 pulls. You want to trade them off. Okay? That was 4, but that's okay. Stand up. Okay? Rib cage up. Tuck my chin. Step my other leg back. And pull. 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 And come back. Nice. Okay. Now we're going to talk about shifting of weight. I'm in a wide stance, correct? I'm going to come up with one leg, okay? I introduced this, I think, on Friday. So we were shifting, lifting with our legs, but now I'm going to stay on what I call the post leg. So as I come down, I'm coming down loaded, hanging from my shoulders, about, it's about 22, 23, 24 pounds on my weight vest right now, okay? So do you see what I'm doing? I'm hip hinging, and I'm bending at the knee, and I'm saying rib cage up. And I'm going into this steady move, the repeated move. Now, if I couldn't do this with my vest, of course, pick up some weights, put the bag of beans on your shoulders. You're going to see a big difference, okay? So when you go to tap that leg out to the side, some of you do this, and you don't even realize it. So what I'm saying is, you're doing what's tantamount to a one-legged squat. That's what you're doing here, okay? And if you have picked up a bag of beans, if you have your carry bag, if you have a weight vest, I have a weight vest on this morning. So you're going to do this repeatedly, but don't fall off this leg. What do I mean by that? Don't fall off like that, okay? Stay here. Push the butt back. Come back, tight tummy, push the butt back, come back. So I'm hip hinging, and I'm bending that knee that's on the pad, and I'm just placing the other leg out there, okay? Because I'm looking for an overload right through here. Yes, and I'm looking for good back function, okay? I got 2 more here. Breath, 1 more, and breath. Then I'm gonna step off, and if you're feeling it on that leg, take a moment just to turn your toe out. It will totally release. It'll feel so much better. Take a big breath, drop your shoulders, in through the nose, out through the mouth. Then I'm going to get ready to do the other leg. Now I still got my little band here because I was going to do something with it, but not yet. Okay, you ready? So here's my post leg. I've switched my legs. Number 1. Number 2, I have over 20 pounds hanging off my shoulders in a weight vest. You could do that. You could load by picking up a bag of beans or a carry bag or some of your weights and just hanging on to the weights. That'd be fine too. Okay. So here I am. I'm gonna do a again, what's tantamount to a one-legged squat. Okay, see that? So here's my leg out here. So this is my post leg. So here's the deal. As you're getting ready to take this leg out, many of you will either lock your leg or you'll round your back and you'll lean in. That is not what you want to do. Okay, I'm doing this to really train you for a stronger gluteal, a stronger quad, and a stronger back. Not a strained gluteal, not a strained back. Okay, so I'm up here on my pillow. This is my post leg. When I go to take this leg out, I squat or I do a hip hinge, and I do it loaded. I'm loaded. It's just I don't have to carry the weight. If you have weights, just grab 2 5-pounds and put it right here. And you can do this whole move very well. Or put it right here. Better yet, put it right there. Yeah, that'd be just perfectly fine. Okay, tight tummy. See, this is my post leg. This goes out. Where does this go? Back. You shine your tail lights and you come back up. Okay, so here's my post leg. This goes out and this goes back, and I come down here as far as I feel I can, and then I come up and I tap, and then I go out, and you can leave it hanging. I'm putting it on the ground, but if you leave it hanging, it turns into a huge balance maneuver. Okay, so be careful and have a chair or have a wall, something that you can hang on to if you're going to do this. Okay, so as you're coming down, push that butt back, keep your chin tucked. Woo, push. Yeah, we're going to do a few. Okay, yeah, I was going to do this, but I don't want to muddy the water, so to speak. I don't want you to get too confused. Okay, because I'm really concerned with your line up, your postural line up as you do this single leg squatting, okay, which is what this is. Take a big breath, drop your shoulders, rib cage up, keep your chin tucked, in through the nose, out through the mouth. So as you're coming down, don't curl your toes, open your toes. You should be pushing into all 4 corners of your foot on this. And then as you go down, you should go into the heel. That's how that goes. But see, I'm just barely tapping out here. Do you see that? Do you see that I'm not shifting my weight to the side? Yeah, that's very important. Okay, I got about 3 or 4 more. Here we go. Hang out. Breath. Rib cage up. Breath. Rib cage up. Push that butt back. Push that butt back. Just one more. Just one more. Here we go. Ah! Okay. So I really want to capitalize on this. You don't even realize what you're doing unless you're looking yourself in the mirror. Because many of you do this, and you do this, and you don't realize it. So that whole move that I did with both legs, I did not shift like that. I shifted back. I kept all my weight here. I did not displace it to the leg that's out to the side. That's a very important principle that I will go over and over and over, because you tend to want to do that. Now you should be feeling this leg kicking. So release all that by turning your toe out. See that? Say rib cage up, in through the nose, out through the mouth. Yay. Drop your shoulders, bring it back. So band. Okay, we were doing a high hip hinge, correct? Now I've got my chair here. And you should have noticed that, in fact, I have another pad right here on this. I'm going to take that out in just a minute, because what I'm doing by keeping this on here, and anybody out there who has wonky knees or wonky hips or a wonky back, use a little pad in your chair until you get warmed up. Okay, so now I'm coming down and I'm coming down. And I'm 2 inches higher than what I normally would be if I didn't have this pad here. So this is quite significant. And this one little factoid could help you tremendously with your quads and your back and your hips, okay? If you will sit on a high pad first, okay? Now I'm gonna come here, and whenever I come here, I am not rounding my back. So I have a wider leg, all right? I'm going to hip hinge. I'm gonna shine my taillights. I'm gonna keep my chin tucked. I'm not gonna do this. This is what I see everybody do. The minute they go to stand up, they go like this. So don't do that. Keep your chin tucked. In through the nose, out through the mouth. I still have my little band here. I'm gonna do I'm gonna do a hip hinge, and I'm gonna stand up, okay? And I'm gonna keep this high for 10 reps. Then I'm gonna push it out. Here we go. We're gonna go down. Now I've added the band pull. Now let's say you don't have a weight vest. Let's say you're still wanting to get lots out of this class. Okay, pick up your weights, drop the band. That's okay. I'm showing you different things to do depending on, and most of you have bands, most of you have, there's a few of you are picking up vests, which you're gonna love it once you get one and you start working with it. However, if you don't have one, get your weights in your hands. Could be 6 pounds each in a hand, okay? You got your pad here on your chair. Tuck your chin in through the nose, out through the mouth, up, and you're gonna pull your hands apart. Then you're gonna come down, and you're gonna tap, and you're gonna come back up. So see, I'm not gonna get comfortable. I'm gonna go down, I'm gonna tap, and I'm gonna come up and pull. I'm gonna go down, keep my shoulders down, tap, and I'm gonna pull. And when I pull, I'm pulling my hands apart. I'm keeping my elbows really tight into my waist, okay? In through the nose, out through the mouth, pull, release. And if you don't have a band and you want to add weight, pick your weights up. That's perfectly fine. It should be about a 6 and a 6 in each hand, because I want you to be feeling some weight in there. In through the nose, out through the mouth, tap, and come back up. Try not to rock all the way back. Get ready, pull. Release the hands, pull. Release the hands, pull. Those elbows should be going back, and they should be very close to your waist. Tight tummy. Keep my shoulders down, rib cage up. If I want weight while I'm doing this, I will simply pick up my hand weights. Breath, pull. My toes are forward. I'm a little wider than shoulder width with my legs. Breath. Okay, last one. I know. Last one, I think I did over 10. Oh, well. All right. Now, just for those of you who don't have the bands or don't have a weight vest, the second set, I've kicked my pad out now. Now, let me tell you, if you have wonkety knees, and it's really difficult for you to sit in a chair and stand up without your knees hurting, you go ahead and use the pad. You're not ready for the progression. So I hope you're hearing me on this, okay? Okay, you ready? Drop your shoulders. I'm gonna squeeze my butt. I'm gonna pull my belly button in and say rib cage up. So if I didn't have a band, or let's say I had a band, but I don't have a weight vest and I want to put weight in my workout today, right? So you can do this whole workout without any weight. And those of you who maybe have a wonky knees, maybe you should do it with no weight. That'd be fine too. Okay, so here I go. I'm gonna go all the way down now because I don't have a pillow. So here's my weights, right? So I'm gonna bring them right here. I'm gonna push and I'm gonna go down. Then I'm gonna come back up, pull, breath, and I'm gonna come back up, stay in your heels as you go down. Then you shift a bit. So you're in your heels as you're going down and as you're coming up. Keep your chin tucked, pull, and you're going to notice if you kick that little 2 inches out of your chair, you're going all the way down now. You're doing it repeatedly. You're going to feel it. Pull, boom, back down, pull, pull, back down. Here we go. And pull back down. Breathe into the nose, out through the mouth, pull those arms back. Two more. Here we go. Heels, pull. Breath. Heels, pull. Was that 2? Okay, one more. Here we go. I'm driving Kathy crazy. Okay, so that's how you would do it if in fact you don't have a weight vest and you want to add weight this morning. You just keep them in here. Pull it the same. Up and down, pull it the same. Very nice. Okay, take a breath. And I'm going to bring my chair, turn, because now we're going to talk about hip mobility. Okie dokie. Again, I'm doing this whole workout with over 20 pounds strapped to me with a weight vest, okay? So if you're somebody that wants weight coming down through your structure, then of course, grab you a weight, 1 or 2 weights. You're gonna come here, you're just gonna hang on right here, and you're gonna come and bring that knee right up here. And you're gonna tap your chair. See that? You're just gonna tap your chair. Okay? So this is what you would do. You would do it here, or you would do it here. So you would have your weights. Now, if I wanted to, I would put about 9 pounds on each hand, but everybody's different. So just feel some weight. Even if it's 5 and 5, that's fine, okay? So I'm gonna shift, and I'm gonna go tap, tap, tap. But here's what I am not gonna do. As I'm shifting, and I'm gonna soften my knee, I'm gonna stay upright, rib cage up. I am not rounding my lower back. So tight tummy, shift, soften the knee, bring it up, and you're just tapping right there on your chair. And then you come down and you shift, and you say rib cage up, soften your knee, and you bring that leg up, and you just tapping right there in the front of the chair, the back of the chair with the front of your knee. And back, 2 more, shift, rib cage up, boom. You'll get off a little bit, that's okay, just come right back, get right back into the saddle, shift, rib cage up, soft knee, boom. Right there, right there, right there. And come back down. Bring those weights off. Okay? So I'm right here. I'm going to step forward. Okay? So I got to keep tucking this weight thing back down. Okay. So let's say I don't have a weight vest. If I did have a weight vest, I would go very light with this next one. Okay, light weights or none. So if you already have a weight vest on, you got a lot to do. Okay, so I'm going to step out, take a breath, and I'm going to just bring one weight down here as I bend my knee. Then I'm going to pull and pull back. Okay, so it can be a pretty good weight. But if you have a weight vest, I'm telling you, you've got enough to think about, because see, as I start adding functional moves, we tend to go back into our very bad habits. What's our bad habit when we go down to pick something up? What's our bad habit? Right here. Yeah, you round your back. So I'm trying to get you to bend your knees and to bend and go down by lowering your center of gravity. See, what we tend to want to do is go down, bend at our waist, and pick up a suitcase or whatever. And that's what I don't want you to do. Take a breath. So I say rib cage up, drop, 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 then pull. And if you notice yourself bending at the waist, well, stop it. Don't do that. Oh, here we go. Drop down, drop down. Come back. See, I'm bending my knee big time in the back. And yeah, the front one will bend until you think you can't go anymore. And then you hold it, and then you come back. See that? In through the nose, out through the mouth, in through the nose, out through the mouth, in through the nose. You should be shaking right now. In through the nose, out through the mouth, and bring that leg up. Walk, walk, walk. Toe goes out to release and come back in. Okay, now the other leg's going to be behind you. So I'm going to step out a little wider than normal. I'll turn to the side so you can see what I'm doing. So here's the deal. The minute you go into this stance and you want to go pick something up, don't bend at the waist. Bend at that back knee. Then you're going to pick whatever up and you're going to pull up. See that? So you're going to bend that front leg a little, but the back leg has to get you down. Okay? In through the nose, out through the mouth. If you notice you're leaning, say rib cage up, rib cage up, rib cage up, rib cage up. Pull. In through the nose, out through the mouth. You can go out through the nose too, but then you'd have to have Kleenex. In through the nose. Take it down, take it down, take it down. Stay down there for a little bit and then come back. And as you go down to pick whatever up, right now we're just pulling our weight's in our hands. Don't bend at the waist. Yeah, get those legs. Get the quads, the hamstrings. Get all those back extensors working together to pick that weight up. The stronger your legs are, the less you're going to hurt your back, because you will use your legs instead of that back muscle. Pull. Take a breath. Stay with me. Stay with me. You should be shaking a little right now. Stay with me. Stay with me. Maybe I'm shaking because I had 20 plus pounds strapped to me. At the same time, I'm pulling 9-pound weights. Breath. Okay, I got one more. Ah! And pull it back. Yay. Turn that toe out so that you can release the tension. Turn the toe out. Yes. Okie dokie. Here we are. We're going to release some of those muscles that got super tight on those last two moves. So I'm going to go down and sit on my little chair. See that? I'm going to sit on my little chair. So now let's talk about hip mobility, okay? So many of us, when we sit in a chair, first thing we do is cross our legs, right? Yeah, I know, everybody tells you not to do that, but we do it anyway, don't we? So what I'm going to do is, it's not only just this and cutting off the circulation and all that jazz. It is rounding your back. So sit to the front of the chair, open yourself back, and let me remind you, when I'm opening back, the workload that I'm doing for my core muscles is huge because I have over 20 pounds hanging off my shoulders. So I'm going to go back here. My tummy is super braced. See, I opened at the hip hinge. What did I not do? I did not round my back. I opened here and I said rib cage up. Then I'm going to take and I'm going to put my ankle over my knee as I'm saying rib cage up. Okay? And I understand about hips. This is my hip that's replaced right here. And I can tell you I'm feeling a stretch. Am I going to push on this hard? No, I'm not. But I'm going to say rib cage up as I let this just release a little. Okay? Rib cage up. In through the nose, out through the mouth, rib cage up. And see, I'm going all the way back where my shoulders are touching, but I'm not letting go of my back extension. And now my hip is feeling much better, not as tight. And then I bring it down, okay? So before you take the other one up, you're gonna come down, forward, and again, because I have a weight vest on, as I come forward, well, all of that weight load, my back extensors have to counter that, okay? That's why the lining up, super important if you are going to work with a weight vest. Keep your chin tucked, lean in, and you might say, well, how far am I supposed to lean in, Jeannie? I want you to lean in far enough. That's why I have a wide leg stance to feel a groin stretch. So as I come down with my rib cage up, and I've got this weight vest on, see, I'm feeling a stretch in my groin, okay, both. Then I'm gonna turn one side, push one leg out gently, and I get a great, a really good feeling stretch. It's not a hard, hurting type of a thing. Then I'm gonna come up, in through the nose, out through the mouth. I'm gonna come forward until I feel that stretch in the groin. Then I'm gonna put one elbow on the inside of my knee and turn as I push and I look over my shoulder. And I'm staying extended in my back. So I'm saying rib cage up, rib cage up, rib cage up. As I push on that elbow, then I come center and then I come up. Okay? Big breath, bring my hands. I'm going to take one hand and put it behind my head. See that? One hand behind my head. I'm going to act like I'm going to grab my ear and turn my chin. So I'm going to put one hand behind my head. I'm going to sneak it over here and grab my ear and turn. I'm going to put a little tiny bit of pressure so that I get my chin as close to my shoulder as possible. Breathe in through the nose, out through the mouth, and say rib cage up. Slowly release that. Put my other hand right here. Sneak it over there, grab that ear. Turn in through the nose, out through the mouth. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Release, 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 release. Okay? Now, I'm going to go ahead and take my weight vest off. Okie dokie. And as Chrissy would say, boy, those things are warm. Yes, they are very warm. Okay? So it's going to come up off of my head, and then I'll turn it up like this so that it's going to, and you can just wash these right up. You have to take all the weights out and let it dry out because it's very sweaty. Okay? They are hot. Okay, big breath. So here I am. I'm going to act like I'm leading a choir. Okay? That's people who sing. So I'm going to go up and up. And man, and you take that weight vest off. Oh, and you don't have any weights on you. You can move so easily. Now come back down, look underneath. Make sure you know where you're going. Come right down. Go underneath just like that. And then put your hands here. So this is going to be 2 or 3 moves put together. So I'm going to put my hands here. I have my weight gloves on. The heel of my hand goes right here. But now let's talk about aligning. All right. And again, if I had that weight vest on, this would be a very hard maneuver. But before I do anything, I'm going to say shoulders down. Got it? Elbows tucked in. Then I'm going to release my butt. And I'm going to bend my elbows a little. So see, I'm not doing anything now with lifting my hips. The movement is coming from bending the elbows. That's it. So if you're doing all kinds of trying to lift your hips right now, don't. Just, it's hanging off the chair there. See that? See, keep those elbows back. Yeah? Keep the shoulders down. Breath in through the nose, out through the mouth. It's very hard to talk when you're breathing in through the nose. Big breath. Keep the elbows in. Stay with me. Just stay with me. Keep the elbows in. I'm only bending my elbows about an inch. Just an inch. I'm not hurting my shoulders because my shoulders are set. They're down. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Just 2 more. Just 2 more. Stay with me. Stay with me. Okay. Woo! Big breath. I remember I didn't do the other leg whenever I did that hip thing. So let's do it now. Okay, and then we're going to go and do the leading the choir thing. So open back, open your hips. You don't have any weights on me. Open at the hips, say rib cage up, shoulders down. Act like you're going to cross your leg with your ankle on your knee. Now say rib cage up again because you flexed forward. So rib cage up, open at the hip, put your hand on your knee, give it a little push. Say rib cage up again. Yes. Yeah. Say rib cage up. Push on that. Hang out there for just a few seconds because it's got to be able to release. Okay? So right there, right there, right there. Just keep your hand there. Say rib cage up. Big breath into the nose, out through the mouth. Couple more seconds. Hang on. Hang on, hang on. Keep your rib cage up. 5, 4, 3, rib cage up. 2, 1, and bring it back in. Nice. Okay, we're going to lead the choir. We're going to go back into the heel, the back part of them. This is called posterior deltoid. All of these upper back muscles and the back part of your arm. I'm telling you, if you do this little sequence, give me a set of 10, maybe 2 sets of 10 of what I'm going to show you right now. Okay, here we go. Rib cage up. We're going to lead the choir. Keep my chin tucked. Here I am, right here. Then I'm going to come down. Then I'm going to come here. Then I'm going to step out. And I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Sit. Hip hinge. Lead the choir. Up. Boom. Rib cage up. Back down. Right here. Keep your elbows tucked. Shoulders down. In through the mouth. In through the nose, out through the mouth. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Lead the choir. Here we go. Boom, in through the nose, out through the mouth. Hip hinge. Back down. Here we go. Hands on the chair. Rib cage up. Step out. Bring your butt off the chair. Okay, don't do anything with your hips. Bend your elbows. 1 stinking little inch. That's it. Breath, 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 breath. In through the nose, out through the mouth. 3, 2, 1. Sit. Lead the choir. Boom. Big breath. 1 the nose, out through the mouth, step out, say rib cage up, drop your shoulders, elbows going in, bring the butt back off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Set. Now, before you get up and leave the car, bring your arm across your body. Now, I didn't say anything. I just let you do it. See, I just did it. What I'm doing that you probably didn't do is whenever I did this, I drop my shoulder. It protects your shoulder and it gets you to do the proper stretch, okay? So lining up, alignment, extremely important for hips and shoulders, backs, everything else, okay? Big breath, big breath. Now leave the car. Here we go. See, I'm wide. I'm gonna push my butt back. I'm gonna leave the car, and I'm gonna come up into a Y, right there. Then I'm gonna come down into a T, right there. Then I'm gonna turn and come to a W, right there. I'm gonna go toe, heel, and I'm gonna put the heel down. I'm gonna pull the toe up enough that I feel a stretch in the calf, okay? So go into a Y, go into a T, drop your shoulders, tight tummy, pull your elbows in for a W, then you're gonna go into a pull the toe up, and then tap down, pull the toe up. Keep your knees soft. So it's a toe, heel, pull, press. Toe, heel, pull, press. Yes. Shake out those hands. Shake out those hands. Shake out those hands. Okay? Take a big breath and do one of Marilyn's favorites, which is a pendulum. I don't think she's on this morning. But as you are stepping away from a workout, especially when you've used weights, you want to do a pendulum swing. See, I keep it under. See, do you see that my hands are not going way up over my head? Do you see how low my hands are? That's a pendulum because I don't want you lifting. That's why I'm not going up over my head. Switch. You're doing a staggered stance or a split stance, tight tummy, and you just stay low. See how low my hands are? My hands are under my chin, okay? So you go this way in a frontal plane and in a sagittal plane, okay? Frontal and sagittal. We did them both, and we did a transverse. So we did all the planes of motion just in this one little move. Isn't that cool? And take a big breath. Drop your shoulders. And I'm hoping you were able to get those loads with or without a weight vest. It's a good deal.